Hi there, my lovelies. Icing sugar cookies is one of my favorite things to do around the holidays, so I thought I'd show you how to make it so you can do it at home this year too. First, you're going to need what's called meringue powder, which you can find at any baking supply store. It's used because some people are worried about using raw egg whites in their royal icing, so this is a substitute for that and is in most royal icing recipes, and is one of the main ingredients in most royal icings. So to my bowl of my KitchenAid, I'm adding the meringue powder and some warm water and whisking those together for about 30 seconds. Then I'm going to add some cream of tartar and mix for another 30 seconds. You can find this very easily in the spice section of your grocery store. Now I'm going to add the bowl onto my mixer fitted with the paddle attachment, and I'm going to add my entire bag of icing. You're just going to want to continue to mix on medium speed for about 10 minutes. If you want to make different icing flavors, such as an almond or lemon, look in the description box below and the full recipe for this video will be there also. This icing is very thick right now. This is the thickness you want when decorating gingerbread houses, so if you're going to do that, keep it at this consistency. But for sugar cookies, you're definitely going to want to thin it out. I'm also going to cover it with a wet paper towel because the icing can dry very quickly and form a crust, and then you won't be able to ice your cookies. I'm going to be making 3 colors, so I'm adding a couple scoops to each bowl. Then after I've covered my smaller bowls with wet paper towels as well, I'm going to place the rest of my icing that I'm not using into a Tupperware. I'm also taking a piece of plastic wrap and pushing it all the way to the icing so that no air is touching it and it can't form that crust before I add the lid. Then you can place it in the refrigerator or the freezer depending on the next time you plan on using it. So I'm going to make dark blue, light blue, and white icing for my cookies. So to one of my bowls, I'm going to add 1 drop of blue food coloring and a half a teaspoon of water at a time, mixing in between until I get that right consistency. This icing doesn't need a lot of water added until you get the icing thin enough. I'm going to make what's called a 10-second icing. And what I mean by that is take a knife and drag it through your icing and count how many seconds it takes before the line is no longer visible. Now that I've gotten the right consistency, I'm going to cover it and continue these same steps with the rest of my icings. For my dark blue icing, I'm going to add the same blue dye, just a few more drops. And for the white, I don't have to add any food coloring, just water. Then I'm going to add them to piping bags fitted with 1.5 size tips, which is almost the smallest round hole that they make. Here's a trick to make your icing a little cleaner. Take a bench scraper and push all of your icing towards the bottom of the bag, and then wrap a rubber band around the end. Then use the same wet paper towel that was over the bowl and cover the icing tips so it doesn't dry out while you're using other colors. And that's it. Make sure to check out my chocolate and sugar cookie videos, which I'll leave a link for down below, and keep an eye out for some fun decorating ideas. All right, I'll see you back here next week. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye, my lovelies.